Hello, everyone. Today, I will be recapping a romantic movie called The Second Wife. The movie tells the story of a teenage stepson who develops strong feelings for his stepmother. Despite numerous attempts to establish a close connection with her, their relationship eventually evolves into an intimate one. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. The movie begins with Anna, a single mother of a little girl named Centine, who remarries an older man named Fosco, who has a teenage son named Livio. During the marriage ceremony, one of the community's aunts, Fernanda, offers to take care of Centine while Anna and Fosco go on their honeymoon in Paris. Meanwhile, Livio wears black glasses that conceal his expressions. When it's time for pictures, Fosco asks Livio to remove his glasses and comments to Anna that it's always apparent when Livio isn't happy. After the official wedding ceremony, all the guests leave, and the newest couple, Anna and Fosco, go home to prepare for their honeymoon. That night, as they pack their belongings, one of Fosco's friends calls him to check an antique. Fosco follows his friend to check it, and they tell him the truck is empty. He enters to confirm while at home. Livio enters the house, thinking his stepmother is out. He sees her and is shocked. She talks to him with a radiant smile on her face and asks him what he wants as a gift from Paris. Meanwhile, Fosco enters the truck, and his friend informs him that the police are coming. They all escape and hide until the police leave. Fosco returns late at night, makes out with Anna, and tells her they will go on their honeymoon the following day. The next day, as planned, they both leave for their honeymoon, leaving Centine behind with Livio. They return a few days later, and Centine hugs her mother. Anna goes to Centine and Fernanda, giving Fernanda the gift she brought back from Paris and asking about the well-being of her little girl. Fernanda asks her what she thinks about Fosco, and she tells her he is weird. She tells her that all men are weird too. Fosco goes to meet Livio and gives him a gift that seems like a pencil with a nude woman drawn on it. Livio takes this pencil to his naive friends, and they talk about what it is like to have intercourse with a woman. Anna gets closer to other community members as they talk and gossip about their experiences in Paris. While they talk, they overhear Fosco insulting Livio for not packing the truck correctly. Fosco tells him he has to learn how to defend himself and not be a useless person like his uncle, as Fosco can't cater to two different useless people. As they leave for home, Anna tries to tell Fosco that the way he speaks to Livio isn't good, and he can talk to him in a much more friendly manner. Fosco insists that Livio is used to it, and he is sure Livio isn't as burdened as Anna is making it seem. The next day, Fosco travels with his truck and tells his family he will be back in 3 days. On the first day away, Livio goes to his uncle's place. His uncle asks him if the marriage has changed his father for the better, and Livio replies affirmatively but still says Fosco can't be changed entirely. He returns home that evening after eating at his uncle's place. When Anna asks him to eat the dinner she prepared, he tells her he has already eaten. She warns him to tell her such before she cooks. That evening, she doesn't find her child in her room. She checks Livio's room and finds Centine beside Livio, who is only wearing panties. Concerned, she asks Centine to go to bed immediately, but the girl refuses. Centine says Livio is reading a story to her and she wants to listen until it finishes, asking her mother to join them. Reluctantly, Anna joins them. Fosco arrives from his trip on the morning of his scheduled arrival. He plays with Centine while Anna engages Livio in a conversation about the romantic books she reads. She tells him the book may not be practical, but it's romantic. Fosco arrives with Centine and mentions eating ass in front of this young girl, which angers Anna, after which Fosco and his friends go grave hunting. Fosco finds a gold statue and refuses to give it to his friends. Shockingly, he hears some little kids asking him to show them the statue. He returns home angrily to ask Anna if she is the one who told everyone about the statue. Anna suggests that the kids probably heard about the gold statue when she was telling Fernanda. Fosco gets angry, but Livio defends Anna, saying that grave hunting is a usual thing in their society and almost everyone knows about ghost hunting. Their dinner table gets divided, and Livio walks out. Anna and Fosco make out, and Fosco tells her he hasn't figured her out yet, but he will ensure he does. The following day, Livio and his friends go to the waterside as usual. They strip naked and swim in the water while a young lady who has always checked them out watches them and touches herself. That night, due to the heat, Livio sits on a tree and Anna walks there to continue her book. He asks her to join him on the tree, but she refuses. They sit down and engage in a conversation where Livio asks her if she sees him as a friend or a family member. She replies that she sees him as Fosco's child. He asks if he's like her brother, but she insists she hasn't spoken to her brother in years. He compares himself to a cousin, and she tells him she once had a cousin named Antonio who was much older than her, but she liked him. She would always write stories about Antonio in her secondary school compositions, but Antonio never noticed her until he relocated to Australia. Livio laughs at her, saying she had a crush on her cousin. The following day, everyone in the community plays, and Centine also plays with Livio. Anna carries Centine away, and on their way inside, Centine tells Anna she will marry Livio when she grows old. Both hear a noise downstairs, and as they attend to the visitor, they find out Fosco has been arrested for the gold statue. Anna visits him with Fosco immediately, and he tells her not to get herself worked up and insists he will be fine. All he has to do is lie to the police that he didn't take the statue from the graveyard. Livio asks if they should ask his uncle for help, but Fosco refuses the help. Back home, Anna tries to meet with the politician in her community to beg them to interfere, but they insist they can't. She goes to revisit Fosco and she sees that he is injured. She is scared and sad, but Fosco screams at her, telling her that if she knows she will remain unhappy, then she shouldn't revisit him. She is meant to help him with smiles and be dressed nicely so he can imagine her at night. Anna returns home sad but finds Fernanda celebrating Livio's birthday. She gets angry that they could celebrate a birthday when her husband is in prison, but Fernanda tells her that their culture doesn't allow them to cry and be sad, unlike her being Sicilian. Anna goes to her room and Livio comes to apologize, but she sends him off. After the party, she cleans up with Livio that night, and Livio's uncle arrives. He says he can't sleep and wants to visit Livio's late mother's grave. The next day, Livio meets with his aunt, who tells him that his uncle confessed to being the one who reported Fosco. Livio returns home and sees Anna with a male visitor. Anna tells him that the visitor, Red, came to tell her that they had found someone to help Fosco. Livio gets angry about her visitor and throws his bottled drink away. She tries to console him to find out what's wrong, but he pushes her away. The following day, during a community party, Livio tells Anna that something is in his eyes. She goes closer to help him remove it. Meanwhile, Livio's eyes remained locked on her, utterly captivated by her exquisite beauty. The overwhelming temptation consumed him as he pressed his lips fervently against her neck. Anna, succumbing to the irresistible allure, surrendered herself to the intoxicating fervor, their lips melding in a scorching symphony of desire that seemed to defy the very limits of time and space. They kiss each other until she regains control and sends him away. He comes to meet her again while she is picking up her clothes. He asks her to talk about it, but she insists there is nothing to talk about. He tries to touch her, but she pushes him off. Later that night, he comes knocking at her door wearing only his underwear. She is also attracted to him, so she holds her daughter and touches herself. The next day, she pushes him out of her door and tells him not to try it again. That day, Livio turns her daughter against her. She goes to him at night and tells him that he will be leaving Fernanda's home the next day and mustn't return until his father is back. He tells her that she is in love with him, but she slaps him angrily. He goes out drinking with his friends and returns drunk and injured. She tries to care for his wounds, but he refuses, saying he is insane like his uncle and that he will go and stay with his uncle. Eventually, she gives in to his advances. They share a tender and passionate kiss, their lips meeting in a gentle and longing embrace. Anna visits Fosco at the prison the next day, and Fosco also sheds tears beside her. She returns home and continues her relationship with Livio. They kiss and play in the sitting room when they discover their neighbor Stella watching them. Stella is the girl who had also touched herself while looking at Livio. Livio confronts Stella but decides that even if Stella tells anyone what she has seen, no one will believe her. Unable to accept the guilt of what she has done, Anna informs Fernanda about it. In the long run, Fosco is released from prison, and the community organizes a welcome back party. Fosco goes to the sea during the party, where he meets Stella, who informs him of what happened. After the party, he tells Livio that they have to forgive each other, or they won't be able to live in peace. Before retiring to bed that night, Olivia and Anna share final suspicious glances. Anna returns to the room and Fosco initiates intercourse with her. He satisfies himself on top of her with a smiling face while Anna remains beneath him in tears. At the end of the movie, Livio gets married and the family takes their family photograph, marking the end of the film.